Greetings, everyone. This is Live Life Well TV host Robert Landau with another episode of Did You Know? Oh, can you see me? I can barely see you. The sun is so bright today. You really have to be careful. I'm thankful for good weather. Whoa, I can barely see you. The reflection is so bright. Can you see me? What's the sense of even doing an episode if you can't see me? Whew. Well, what'd you think of my little dramatic piece there? Wasn't it stupendous? Didn't it move you? Would it help if I told you that I was an actor for many years in my native New York City? I actually think that fact made things worse. But have sympathy. I was trying to get you in to the topic of today, which happens to be the amazing benefits of sunlight. So get your sunglasses, get your lawn chair, get your umbrella, and put your sunscreen on, and we'll be right back. Before we go any further, we would like to acknowledge the following website, singlecare.com. So we want to start this episode with a little footnote, right? There are benefits of being in the sun, and we're going to cover that here, but you also have to be very careful when you are in the sun, not to overdo it, depending on what your skin tone happens to be and how sensitive to the sun's UV rays your skin might be. Many of you know that I was a cruise director for close to 10 years all around the world, and cruise ships follow the sun. So I was always in the sun. Did I use sunscreen? No. So nowadays, I have to be very careful, number one. Number two, I need to go to a skin cancer specialist who gives me a skin review and skin check, really, just to see if there's anything suspicious either on my head or maybe sometimes on my face. That's because I was careless with the sun for many, many years. Don't do the same. But at the same time, there are many benefits of the sun, so we're going to cover that here. There are plenty of good things that the sun can actually do for you, and these come from the visible light of the sun. The vitamin D that your body so desperately needs and makes when your skin is exposed to the sun. But you got to be careful at the same time because there happens to be harmful UV light from the sun that we can't see that tends to be, let's just say, not so good for you. So just be careful. And here are the benefits. Number one, being in the sun supports better sleep. Sunlight supports better sleep and sets people's circadian rhythms by regulating the levels of serotonin and melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that is produced in the body in the evening when it's time to prepare your body for sleep. Waking up to bright light tells your body to stop making melatonin, setting your body up for your day. According to the National Institutes of Health, if you get an hour of light in the morning, you can sleep better at night. Another benefit of being in the sun, it lifts your mood. A 2020 review suggests that you have a higher risk of depression if you have low vitamin D levels. Getting some natural sunlight can increase the production of vitamin D to help with depression symptoms and improve your overall mental health and well-being. So if you feel like you want to get some vitamin D by being in the sun, go out and be in the sun for a very short period of time, maybe a minute or two, just so you start to feel the sunlight on your face. That might be all you need. Being in the sun also increases energy. Sunshine gives signals to our brain to be alert and awake. During the sunny times in the year, we have more energy because our brains are being activated more. In other words, getting outdoors can help you feel more lively and energetic. The sun also helps improve symptoms of mental health conditions. Studies suggest that bright light therapy, both from a light box and the sun, might help improve the symptoms of bipolar depression and attention hyperactivity disorder. Light therapy could also help people experiencing eating disorders. There's also some research that indicates people with acute symptoms of schizophrenia could have lower levels of vitamin D than people who don't. Being in the sun lowers blood pressure. It is thought that exposure to sunlight triggers the skin to release stores of nitrogen oxides, which cause arteries to dilate, lowering blood pressure. This exposure actually comes from UV rays, not visible light itself. When your blood pressure is lower, it's good for your overall cardiovascular health, as we all know too well. But being in the sun also lowers one's risk of metabolic syndrome. A 2020 study in mice suggested that the sun's light can help decrease the risk of developing metabolic syndrome, which includes high blood pressure, excess body fat, and, if all of that isn't enough, high blood sugar. This might be because a certain wavelength in sunlight can travel deep enough in your body to have an effect on certain types of adipose fat tissue that might protect against metabolic syndrome. Another benefit of being in the sun, it can heal inflammation. Sunlight triggers suppression of the immune system. While it's not a prescription to spend a lot of time in the sun getting UV radiation, the sun can help with inflammatory skin conditions such as psoriasis, eczema, and acne. Sunlight has also been associated with improving autoimmune diseases such as arthritis and inflammatory bowel disease. And how about this next one? It is said that sunlight can help prevent cancer. Certain cancers have been linked to lower levels of vitamin D. It doesn't necessarily indicate that increasing your vitamin D will decrease risk, but it's an association that healthcare providers are paying close attention to and researching extensively. Sunlight and being there in it can also strengthen our bones. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium and phosphate from our diets. These minerals are necessary for healthy bones, teeth, and muscles. Not getting enough vitamin D can be bad for bone health. Our bones can become soft or weak without this essential nutrient. Long-term deficiency can even contribute to osteoporosis. Sunlight can also extend life expectancy. There's some thought that by getting enough sunlight and therefore adequate levels of vitamin D, you can live longer. A study of 30,000 women in Sweden over 20 years indicated that those who spent more time in the sun lived up to 2 years longer than those who got less sun. So those facts alone can really, really make a difference in our health. But again, we strongly advise that you check with your doctor or skin specialist or both to determine what your safe levels of being in the sun would be. Very important, because you just don't want to all of a sudden pop into the sun each and every day because of these health benefits, because it might work against you too. Knowing exactly what works for you in this and all other cases is the way to go. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Robert Landau, Live Life Well TV host.